Hey everybody, Action Figure Junkie back with you here. I've had a couple people ask me if I would do a tutorial on how I make my custom action figures with Marauder Task Force stuff. And I thought, well, why not? It's not really rocket science. I could show you why I do what I do, how I choose what I choose. You know, everybody can choose what they want, but I just kind of show you why I do what I do. So what I'm trying to do right now is make a custom Falcon. Lieutenant Falcon, who came out in 1987. You guys may have, of those of you that remember the GI Joe movie, he was featured prominently in that as Duke's brother. And I've always really liked Falcon. He's always been one of my favorites. But I gotta be honest, the ones that Hasbro has been putting out ever since the 25th anniversary, I have really had problems with. So I created my own Falcon. Now, I really wanted to base this as close off of the original 1987 version as possible. So here's what I did. First of all, I got a Marauder Task Force body. It's a green body, essentially. I substituted the forearms for the armor forearms for rolled up forearms with no gloves. Now I'm basing this off of Falcon from 1987. If you go look at him, he has rolled up sleeves, no gloves. I also opted for the legs without the armor because that wasn't really Falcon to me with the armor. So these are just the regular legs. Now what I also did there, if you can look closely and see, is I painted on black camo. Flat black, so it's not shiny. Now you don't have to be an expert painter to do this because camo is, you know, it's camo. It doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. It's camo. So that's the basic body right there. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And why not? I mean, like I said, this isn't rocket science. Now we've got a basic green body. So what I'm going to do here is pop off the waist. It's very simple to do. It doesn't require much force. Now this was on my previous Falcon. This is a harness, the tactical vest harness. I glued the button together because it keeps, or the, you know, the clap, strap, snap, whatever you want to call it. I glued it together because it doesn't seem to stay on too well. Now I had a backpack, knife, and radio that came with a 3-pack of Falcon and Outback and Shooter, I believe. That Falcon I hated very much. I don't really like what Hasbro's doing. No offense to Hasbro. I know a lot of us MTF fans like to slam Hasbro, but you know, their stuff is not great now, but if they never existed, we probably wouldn't be here. So I mean, we wouldn't like action figures, so whatever. But what they do now is not really great. So I based my Falcon, like I said, on the original 1987 version, but also a little bit on the, God, I want to say it was the 25th anniversary 2-pack that was like a 2009, I want to say. So I have this kind of tan and brown color that kind of pops off of the green and black, which isn't too traditional to the 87, but that's pretty much the only part that isn't, because he's got the backpack with the knife. Damn, that is a serious knife. As Crocodile Dundee would say, that's a knife. I love this old school Vietnam era radio too. I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's hard to get in and out, but I'm just going to leave it there for you guys. So this is the backpack that came with a Falcon, based on an old Falcon backpack. So far we're looking pretty Falcon-y. Check that out. Falcon was one of the first dudes that had a scarf. And if you look, the scarf on that Falcon is a slightly different green than his uniform. Therefore, it pops. You can see it well. Hopefully you can see it in my light. It's not the same green as his uniform, and it's a nice color contrast. So, what else are we going to do with him? Well, what I like to do when I'm creating a figure is I look at everywhere you could put something. The arms, the legs on both. And obviously this harness was already made, but if I was going to do it again, if you're wondering why there's one black, because the 25th anniversary Falcon had all green pockets and one left black pocket. I kind of like that, so I like to pay homage to Hasbro, and they don't make products I love. I still kind of like to copy them. Call me a traditionalist, call me a biter, I don't give a crap, whatever. Anyway, what I was saying. You go through and look, what are you going to do? So when you create a figure, you can put literally 3 different things on each side of him. Well, what color is he? He's green and black. So what I like to do is write everything down. I write everything down before I purchase. That way when I go to the website to purchase, I know exactly what I'm getting. I don't have to guess. So I decided to go for large black pockets for the legs. So here they are. Now I personally like to glue on everything. I will later, but for intents and purposes of this little quick tutorial video, I'm not going to. If they fall off, you're kind of SOL. Imagine if you lost them, because you can't just run over to Target and buy a new one. I don't really want to send an order to Marauder and pay $3 or $4 in shipping for a pocket I may have lost. So yeah, so I'm going to glue those on eventually, but right now that's how they are now. Now the Marauder, the GI Joe Falcon of the 25th anniversary had a very cool 45 caliber sidearm, which I dug. The original Falcon did not, but that's because it was all one mold plastic, and you couldn't have taken it off anyway. So what I'm going to do here is add ammo and a holster. Now I already had, where'd you go? Down here, sorry about that. Keep an eye on Falcon. I already had a 45 caliber pistol that came with my original Falcon from the 25th anniversary back in the day. I've kept it because it's a cool pistol, and there you go. So now he's got his traditional cool pistol. I don't know why I have this knife. Get out of here. He's already got... Who needs another knife when you've got that friggin', pig sticker right there? Okay. So on his arms, I decided to go with a green pocket. Green to pop against the... you see how the pocket here... See how the patch here is black? I usually like to do the contrasting colors. There you go. So now he's pretty much all set up with his pockets and his accessories. The only thing left to do is a head. Now, I already made... Falcon was one of the very first figures I made once I discovered Marauder Task Force. They've had other heads come out, and I have one, and I like it. Here it is. That's a very cool head. But I'll share you a little secret. When I bought it, I opened it in the car. Yeah, nice music cue. I opened it in the car, and the beret fell down between the seats and fell under the seats under a gear that attaches the seat to the car. That beret is lost forever, and I will never be able to get it back unless I was to literally remove the seats from my car, which I cannot do. Now I already had this head. I like this head. I glued the beret on so it does not come off. But tell me that does not look like Falcon. He's got the brown hair, he's got the straight jaw, he's got the nice beret with the red emblem on the beret. But I'm also, like I like to be able to remove hats. So let's say sometimes Falcon wants to take his hat off and dust off his brow. Boom. So I had a backup head. One with beret or one sans beret. So here's my Falcon, and the last thing that this guy needs is what? A shotgun. Because Falcon is a shotgun guy. There's certain guys in GI Joe that you just, you think of and you think of shotgun. Flint is another one. I've never owned a Flint who did not have a shotgun. The movie didn't have him with a shotgun, and that's their creative choice, but I'm sorry. Flint is a shotgun guy, the G.I. Joe movie, Retaliation. I've done a little dry brush painting to this shotgun to give it a little bit more wear, a little bit more realisticness. I did have the shells right there, yet they were getting in the way of him holding the gun all the time, so I removed them. C'est la vie. He's got the shells on the inside. What I think I might do is actually paint those. I really would like to paint those a different color at some point. But here's my Falcon. That's how I chose him. That's how I chose what to do with him, how to make him. Let's stand him up. Hopefully I'll do some more of these and I won't do them quite so ghetto. What do you think, guys? Tell me that doesn't look like Lieutenant friggin' Falcon. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Any questions on any of my figures, I'd be willing to ask. I'm sorry, willing to answer. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you watch this entire thing, damn, I love you. Have a wonderful day.